What's up, world? As you know, technology is very advanced these days, but how much privacy are you willing to give up in order to take advantage of this technology? After all, technology is man-made. And what about the new world technologies that's been developed? Well, if you're not up on it, let's get it, shall we?
Okay, so what just happened here? What you just watched is me unlocking a phone with my fingerprint through the glass in the display, which is pretty dope. That's like a glimpse into the future of smartphones.
Let's assume that many of you never been arrested before and had your mugshot taken or been fingerprinted. Well, with today's technology, it really doesn't matter because many people are voluntarily giving up this information and data. Let's look closely.
This week, Apple announced 3 new phones. Now, one of the things that people are talking about the most is the new identification system that will replace Touch ID on the iPhone X model. Apple is calling it Face ID, a system that identifies you in your face. So, in theory, it should be able to recognize you if you're wearing glasses, a hat, or if you change your hairstyle, grow a beard, etc.
In 2018, machines that can read your face will go mainstream, changing the way we live. Your face will become your password, unlocking smartphones and bank accounts. Your face will become your password, unlocking smartphones and bank accounts. Unlocking smartphones and bank accounts.
Face recognition in 2018 will change our lives.
But the technology will also have the power to covertly track your movements. Track your movements.
Moving into a world where machines can follow you around and characterize you based only on your face is worrying because it potentially limits your freedom.
The software has the power to identify one face from millions in under 1 second. And it's this precision that makes the technology an effective new tool for surveillance.
We can identify people without them knowing that they are being identified.
I'm sure everybody knows that you have a bank card and your bank card has a little microchip on it. And I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge that all your purchases can be tracked. But did you also know that this same bank card has GPS tracking within that chip? So no matter what you do, where you go, you're being watched at all times. Or you could be watched at all times. The capability is there. And did you also know that whenever you make a post on Facebook and it asks you to show your location, it doesn't matter if you have this feature turned on or off, you can still be tracked as long as you have your smartphone. And speaking of smartphones, did you know it doesn't matter if you have your phone powered on or off, low charge or no charge, you can still be tracked. So it brings me to my main point. I made a post a couple years ago about microchips being implanted to track people. I know a lot of people might have thought I was crazy, but since that time they've advanced and improved on these new microchips. But you don't have to take my word for it. Check this out.
I feel like a cyborg.
Here you go, you're a proud member now.
Indeed, part of the club.
And this is what we think is going to propel us into that next stage in life, the cashless society like they're doing overseas already. This would facilitate that because you wouldn't need to carry any cards or cash. Everything would literally be stored on the chip.
I could now open doors, fire off texts, forget all of my passwords, and even make credit card payments. I guess the number one question I have is why? Why did you feel you had to do it besides seeing everyone else?
So I found out through social media that the company that I was moving from Colorado to come to Wisconsin to work was optionally microchipping their employees. It sounds really futuristic and bizarre. And at first I wasn't gonna do it.
And how much information did you have? Did you know that you could open doors? Sure, but how much information do you have about the chip in general?
All of the questions that the news were asking, all the questions the employees were asking, all the right questions, the nitty-gritty questions were there. So I knew what it was made of, I knew what it could do, what it could do in the future. I was well educated before getting a microchip in my hand.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
We won't need any ID cards, we won't need any PIN codes, we won't need any sort of access cards or anything, so we can live a much sort of freer life.
The microchip, which is the size of a grain of rice, sits under the skin. Using the same technology as tap and pay cards, the chip can then be used to open security doors, pay for a coffee, use public transport, and access information you've programmed onto the chip.
This technology also has the potential to save lives. Skeeve has loaded medical data onto the chip in his hand, so if he was found unconscious, all you'd need to do is get a phone, tap it on his hand, and you'd have access to medical data like his blood type as well as any allergies he has.
If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
Now, some may argue that this microchip is not the mark that the Bible references. But my thing is this: it's just like playing Russian roulette. You put one bullet in the chamber, spin the barrel, put the gun to your head, and pull the trigger. Well, unless you're 100% sure that this bullet or microchip is not loaded, why even play the game and take a chance, you know? But that's just my opinion.
Thus, a four-legged robot developed by order of the U.S. military today is able to catch up and destroy any person on this planet. And their new robot looks like a cross between a medium-sized dog and a giraffe. It can run, walk, sneak on half bent, and can even bring you something to drink. It won't refuse to clean up, throw garbage into the trash can, and put dirty dishes into the dishwasher. The robot is wired with sensors that allow it to navigate in space and successfully carry out the tasks assigned to it, and it can easily climb stairs.
The purpose of this and other deception videos is to put you up on game. So, you don't have to take my word for it. Do your own research and read the written warnings that were written thousands of years ago. But by all means, just don't sit idle. This is your man 14K, and like always, keep your eyes open and stay plugged. I'm out. Peace.